Hello. In the previous video, we have seen how to create our concrete standard extensions. In concrete, our models and our representations for that models. Next step is to add some semantics or some constraints for our domains, what are called rules. Rules are everywhere in the diagrams. For example, as you can see, when I click on the task, I cannot see here any elements that I can create, rather than when I create just a new task. For example, here. This is because of rules. Why? Because there is a rule that says that a task only can have one outgoing connector. So this task, as I already have one outgoing connector, cannot be connected to any other elements. So we are not allowed to connect to this task. But on the other case, this task, for example, is allowed to either create elements or being connected to another element. For example, let's connect this task. If we try to connect this task, for example, and we try to connect to the gateway, as you can see, the gateway gets in blue. It means you can connect from here to here. Our concrete rules, for example, doesn't allow to connect directly to the lane, as you can see, but they allow to connect to this task. Either, for example, there is a connection rule that says that start events cannot have any incoming connection. So if I try to connect, I get the shape in red, meaning that I cannot connect from here. I can just press escape key to cancel the operation. So rules are everywhere. Now let's try to translate these rules into the model. If we are back to our Java pages, for example, let's see the containment rules, for example. As we can see, we have a diagram, BPMN standard definition, and we can just add rules by adding annotations. For example, a diagram can contain all the roles with the keyword all. What are the roles? Each of the definitions have to define what is called labels. Labels in the rule world are called roles. So, for example, as you can see, a diagram provides its own labels. A non-task, for example, which inherits base task, provides these labels. So right now, all the tasks are sharing that labels. Okay, so we can, back to our diagram, we can say that our diagram definition only can contain these keyword roles by adding this annotation. Same, for example, we have for docking rules, for example, on the base task. For example, no, sorry, it's for the user task. Yeah. For example, user task is allowed to be docked this kind of roles. For example, more kind of rules. On the sequence flow, for example, we can see more rules about connection and cardinality. For example, the sequence flow can only connect from the sequence start role to the sequence end role. Can only connect from this role to this role. And same for cardinality rules. For example, all the roles with the keyword start events all can have non-sequence flow incoming. Same for end events all for outgoing, and this is for message flow start from outgoing. So this way we can just add our rules, our constraints, our semantics into our diagrams by adding annotations into our definitions.